Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be sharing with you how to make this smart looking detachable collar. Yes, this is a detachable collar, so if you're interested, stay tuned. Let's begin. So I'll be starting by making a starting line at the top of my pattern paper. I'll be cutting both the front piece and the back piece together. So the one at the top will be the back piece because I'll be cutting it on fold, and the one at the bottom that is extended outwards is the front piece. So that extension is for my button. So here I'm just taking the neck width and the neck depth, and I'll do the same thing on the extended pattern paper. You can skip this step if your own detachable collar does not require bodice, but this particular detachable collar that I'm making requires a bodice, hence I'm drafting this half bodice. So I'm just marking the back neckline, which is 1 inch depth, and the front neckline was about 2.5 inch depth. So I'm using my curve ruler to curve the front neckline, and I will extend it to the button area. So after extending to the button area, note when I'm cutting, I'll cut the back piece before I cut the front piece because they both have different neckline. So the next thing I'll be doing is to take the shoulder measurement. Because it's half bodice, I won't be using the full shoulder measurement, so I'll -3 from half of my shoulder measurements. So here we are taking the shoulder is 16 divided by 2, half of your shoulder. Here we are taking half of your shoulder, and the shoulder is 16, so half of 16. Note it's from this part because this allowance here is for button. So half of 16 is 8, half of our shoulder is 8. Now from that 8 you take 3 inches backwards, which is 5 inches. So we'll mark 5 inches here, 3 inches backwards from your shoulder. So we mark 5 inches here, and from this front part I'll be marking 10 inches downwards. 10 inches, I'll take it here as well. 10 inches downwards. Now I'll be joining these points. I'll make a curve from here down here because it's not a full shoulder, and your width that you're marking here is determined by the wideness of whatever you want to wear it with. If you're wearing it with a boo-boo that has very wide neck area, then it's best that you go more than that 5 inches. But if what you're wearing it is a jumper, like a sweater or whatever, the neck is narrow, then I think 5 inches is ideal. So I'll just be connecting this 5 inches point from the shoulder line down to this place, making a curve here. So I'll be using my French curve, my French ruler, to make this curve. And I'll join it to these points. So now I'll come down by half of an inch for my shoulder slope. Come down by half of an inch and make my shoulder slope. Next, I'll just go ahead and cut. Note, when I'm cutting this front part, when I'm cutting this back part, I'll cut it on fold. So this place is on fold, and when I'm cutting the front part, I'll cut 2 pieces of it. Again, this one represents my back because my back has no button. The button will be in front of the detachable collar. So this will be on fold when I'm cutting on my fabric, and this will come, I'll be cutting this as 2 pieces. So I'll just go ahead and cut this out. Next, I'll just be marking the neck width. I'll make a faint line here for the button seats. I'm just making a line so that by the time I separate the two, I'll know where my button seat ends. So on this neck width, I'll just mark the back part because I'll be cutting the neck separately. So I'll just mark it's already marked. Join it. So this is my front neckline. So I'll be cutting the back neckline. This is my back pattern, and then I'll be cutting the front neckline. So this is my back pattern and this is my front pattern. So this part will be the seat for my button. To be the seat for my button. Note, when I'm cutting on my fabric, I will keep 1/2 inch for allowance aside this button part. Besides these 2 allowance I've left for my button, I'll be leaving 1/2 inch round for stitching. Same thing for the back. This part is on fold, so I'll leave 1/2 inch round for stitching. Now on my fabric, I'll just fold this into 2 like this. So I'll place my front piece like this and cut. Because this is my button seat, I'll be opening this side. So I'll just cut from the neck, leaving 2 inches, 1/2 inch allowance. So on this part, I'll be cutting this together. And I'm not leaving allowance on that zip area. On this neck area, I'll just notch. I'll notch where the button seat ends. Then I'll cut it round. Now for my back piece, I'll be placing this side on the fold. So this place is on fold, and I'll just place it this way and leave 1/2 inch allowance round. So this will be the back piece, and this is the front piece. So I'll go to my machine. This is the right side of my fabric. This is the right side of the front parts. I'll place it this way and place the other side this way. Then I'll go to my machine and sew along the shoulder. Sew along the shoulder and fold in the button seats. So I've joined the shoulders and I've also folded in the button allowance. So I also went ahead to use my zigzag to finish up the edges, and I'll fold this part in by 1/2 inch, fold the outer area in by 1/2 inch, iron and stitch round. So I'm done with the bodice of the collar. I've gone ahead to fold in the button where we'll be fixing the button, and I've hemmed the sides round. So now what we are doing is the actual collar. The next thing we'll be doing now is to fix the actual collar. So I'll open this up and take the measurement round the neck. So I'll just use my tape rule starting from here. I'll measure all the way round until I get to the other side, like so. And here I've got here 17 inches. So I'll take the measurement again from the other side. So you can do it as many times just to be sure of what you are getting. So I'm taking it from here round, until I get to the other side here and here again. I've got 17 inches. So after taking the neck measurements round, I'll put this aside and again draft the collar on a paper without allowances, so that when I'm cutting on the fabric, I'll add all the necessary allowance that I need. So this is the paper and I'll fold it this way. So I'll fold the paper this way, and on this fold I'll cut both the collar seat and the collar itself. The collar seat will be the circumference of this neck measurement I took earlier, and the collar itself will be 1 inch shorter than the collar seat. So first thing first is to cut the collar seat. So I'll just make a straight line like this. Now on this straight line, I'll take half of the measurement I got round the neck. So I got 17. 17 divided by 2 is 8.5. Now on this line, I'll just go ahead and mark 8.5 here. I'm not adding any allowance. So I'll just mark 8.5 here. And for the width of the collar seats, I'll be using 1.5. So from this 8.5 inches back, I'll go up by 1.5, or you can use 1.25, whichever one. So okay, I'm using 1.25. So I'll just mark it and draw a straight line down, and I will extend this all the way. So I'll be marking 1.25 here as well. I'll be marking 1.25 here and join the 2 points with my ruler. Now this will be the center back of my collar. What I mean is that when I want to attach this, I'll fold this together with the shoulder seam and make a notch here. So that notch area is where I will align with this folded part. Now on this part, this other part that is opened, I'll go in by 1/2 inch and make a curve. So from here, I'll just go in by 1/2 inch and make a curve downwards. When I'm cutting, I'll leave 1/4 inch round when I'm cutting on the actual fabric, so that when I join it, I'll have exactly 1.25 here. So after this, the next thing I'll be doing is to draft the upper collar. I'll make another straight line here. I'll just give it enough space. Make another straight line here. And on this upper collar, I'll come here, or you can from here take out 1 inch from this part, or you from here mark where you would like your collar to end. And what I have here is 8.5, but when I take out 1 inch, I'll be left with 7.5. So I'll mark 7.5 on this line here. 7.5 on this line, and I want my collar to be 3 inches wide. So I'll be marking 3 inches all the way. Until I get to this point. So I'll just make a straight line. 3 inches mark. So I'll just make a straight line up here. Now I'll join these 2 points together. The next thing to do is to sharpen your collar, and on this part it depends on how sharp you want your collar to be. For this particular collar that I'm making, I want it really sharp, so you can extend from half an inch all the way to 2.5 inches. It's up to you, however you want it. So this upper line here, I'll just extend it a bit. I'll extend this a bit, and on this side I'll be marking 2 inches. That is how sharp I want this particular collar to be. So I'll just mark 2 inches, and I'll connect these 2 inches to this point here. So I'll connect the 2 inches like this. Now on this folded part, I'll come down by half of an inch. That is the folded part of the collar. I'll just come down by half of an inch, make a point there, mark it there, and I'll connect this to this point here. So I'll just connect this to this, and there we have our collar. So I'll go ahead and cut this out. So after cutting the collar out, this is what we have. This is the collar seat, and I'll just open it like this, and this is the actual collar. So I'll just align this crease to this, and this is how our collar will be looking like. So this is our collar. The next thing I'll be doing now is to pin this to my fabric and cut, leaving ½ inch round. Note, this fabric I'm using is as thick as chinos, so I'm not using interface for it. But when you are using a soft fabric to make your collar, it is advisable that when you are cutting on your fabric, you cut interface as well to make it firm. So, but for this one, I'm not using interface because the fabric already is thick enough. So I'll just go ahead and cut the fabric on fold, leaving my stitching allowance round. Now, after pinning the pattern, I'll just go ahead and cut, leaving my stitching allowance round. So I'm done pinning the pattern to the fabric, and I use the chalk to mark ¼ inch round for my stitching allowance, just to be accurate. So I'll just go ahead and cut it out. Now after cutting, I'll be cutting another of this each because we need 2 of these. So now that I've gone ahead to cut out this with the allowance, I'll be using this template to cut the second piece of it, and it is at this point that you can go ahead and cut your interface if you'll be needing any one. So next, I'll open the collar with the right side facing up. And for this one, this is the wrong side and I've marked it. I'll place the right side of the other piece facing downwards. That is right side facing right side. So after doing this, I'll go to my machine and sew using ¼ inch to sew round and iron. So when I'm turning this out, or when you are turning this out, make sure you use a sharp, whatever it is that is sharp, to push out this. Okay, I'm not touching this lower parts, so it's just from this point all the way up and back here. So I've stitched this round. I'll just trim off this pointy parts and I'll turn it out like this. Like this. So now I'll use my scissors to push this part out. And I'll do the same thing here. Now this is our collar. I'll take this to my ironing board. I'll iron this flat and top stitch round using 1/4 of an inch as well. So I'll iron this flat, then top stitch round. So I've top stitched. So what I'll be doing next is I've notched the center of this collar seats, and I'll place it like this with right side facing upward. For the collar, I've also notched the center. Now I'll be placing it upside down like this, with the notched, aligning the notched center, aligning the center of this collar with the center of the collar seats. So I'm placing the collar upside down. This sharp side is facing downwards, and I'll take the second piece, this is the right side, and sandwich it like this, again aligning the center. So after doing this, let me bring it closer. After doing this, I'll pin it and sew using 1/4 of an inch round. After sewing, I'll just turn this out like this. So the next thing is just to go to my machine, sew using 1/4 inch round. So with this, to make sure that they are all together, I'll pin this notched area, that is the center of the collar, and pin this part too, so it doesn't move when I'm sewing. Pin this and pin this other end. I'm done stitching, and I've gone ahead to turn this collar over. It was like this, it was like this, so I stitched round and I've turned it over and ironed. And I also went ahead to iron in 1/4 of an inch. So next I'll just top stitch. I'll top stitch round and attach this to the bodice. Now at this point, you can call it a day if you are making a detachable collar without the bodice, because you can also have your collar this way. So you can also have your collar this way. Just put it on your neck like this, under your jumper or whatever it is you are wearing it. If you are using a wider neck outfit with your collar, it is advisable that you make a bodice, so that the bodice of this collar will take up the space where your outfits will leave open. So if you are using a narrow neck outfit with your detachable collar, you can leave it at this point and call it a day. But then I will be going ahead to attach this collar to my half bodice. So I'll be attaching this to this. So I'll just get the midpoint of this collar and also get the midpoint of this neckline, fold it like this, shoulder to shoulder, align the seam and notch the middle. On this midpoint, I'll also get the midpoint of the collar, fold it like this. I'll place the midpoint of this collar to the back center point of the neck, place it like this and sew it round up until this point. Then when I'm done sewing it, I'll come back and sew the other parts of it. So I'll just fold this over, use it to close this up and top stitch round. So I'm done sewing on the collar. So the last thing to do now is just to fix the buttons and our detachable collar is ready. Very easy, very fast, very versatile. You can wear it with different kind of outfits. You can wear it in a jumper, you can wear it in a boo-boo, you can style it however way you want it. It's very easy and quick to make. This is the finished collar. You can style this collar with any outfit of your choice, even in a bubu dress. Yes, you heard me right. And I'll be uploading a tutorial video of a bubu dress I styled with this detachable collar. If you watched till the end and you enjoyed this tutorial video, please do well to like, share, subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more of this, and turn on your notification bell so that I get notified when I upload a new video. Bye.